Hola niños and niñas, I am now in Spain. I never thought I'd hear myself say that, and it feels really good to be here. It is such a beautiful island called Mallorca, and if you haven't heard of it, Google it. It's honestly, I mean, I've travelled to a lot of places, and this is honestly one of the best places I've ever been. So put it on your bucket list to get here because I'm having the absolute time of my life. While I have some time on my hands this afternoon, I thought that I would give you guys a quick review. It's been a couple of months since I did one, and I've really missed you. I've missed you all so much, and I'm just really excited to get back into this as often as I can. Obviously, I'm not reading as much as I used to because I used to read a couple of books a week, and now it took me about 2 months to read After You by Jojo Moyes, and to be honest, it was because I was really busy with my new job as a stewardess on the yachts, but also because I really didn't enjoy it. And that's really saying something, because I think if you know my channel, you know how much I adored Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I think I'm honestly probably one of the biggest fans. I gave Me Before You by Jojo Moyes 5 out of 5 stars, and I gave this one only 2 stars. And I'll explain why. The idea of catching up with Louisa Clark, who is the most beloved character from Me Before You, was a really good idea, and I thought that it was going to be a completely different book from what I experienced. I feel like it could have been such a great concept, it could have been a wonderful idea. I think how Me Before You ends, and yes, this does contain a couple of spoilers, you know, Louisa, I think she goes, it's been a little while since I read the book, but she goes travelling to France, I think, at the end of the book, and I thought that coming into After You, it would be this incredible journey of self-discovery and her self-growth and travelling and just, you know, coming into who she is, and I really didn't find that in this book. I thought that it was complete opposite. There was absolutely no character development, no character growth. And to be honest, it actually ruined Louisa Clark's character for me. She ended up annoying me. I felt like the subplots of the book were completely unnecessary and pointless. I mean, the feminism thing with Louisa's mum was just, like, it actually was embarrassing. The romance in Me Before You was just out of this world, crazy, beautiful, emotional, gorgeous. And I felt like the romance in After You, and I hate to compare books, but this is the same characters, it's the same, you know, like, it's the same author. I'd expected it to be really big, and it just fell flat for me. But the romance in this book, I felt just, you know, there was nothing to rave about. I'm not going to remember the love story, I'm not going to remember anything about this book, to be honest, and I don't feel that it is a book that you need to read necessarily if you've read Me Before You. I don't think it's like a Harry Potter or a Lord of the Rings book where you've got to find out what happens next. It is nice if you really, really enjoyed Me Before You like I did. I couldn't have not read it, put it that way. Furthermore, I found that the book was incredibly overdramatic while still trying to be comical at the same time. Okay, and I am going to go on a little bit of a rave now, and it does contain a tiny spoiler to After You, but I'm not going to mention who it is or what character, you know, so you can watch and you can watch and listen. But basically, sometimes, or a lot of the time in the book, I felt that a lot of stupid things were said. For example, there's a point in the book, and I wrote it down in my little comment section in the front. Yes, I write in my books, so don't judge me, but there is a point in the book where someone gets shot in the stomach, and after the surgery the next day, Louisa Clark goes to go visit the patient in the hospital, and she makes him laugh, and this is the sentence that follows. He laughed, then grimaced, as if laughing were painful. He got shot in the stomach twice. Of course laughing is going to be freaking painful. Like, just things like that really pissed me off. I think what annoys me the most about Louisa's character, especially what I picked up in this book, but what I think we should have picked up in the previous book as well, is that she's one of those people that really depends on other people for her own happiness. And to me, that is not characteristics in someone that I would want to admire, a female character that you would want to look up to, which is what, you know, you want to see in a book. You want to find like that strong female character and admire them. But although I did find the writing and the storyline of this book far from satisfactory, Moyes still does have that impeccable way of tugging your heartstrings and bringing tears to your eyes. It's not possible to read one of her books, in my experience, without actually shedding a tear or two or being on the verge of tears. I was on the verge of tears a couple of times in this book once again, so yeah, she does have that power. And while I've got you here, I thought I'd just share with you one of my favourite quotes from this book. This is actually a new thing I'm going to start doing with my reviews when I've got time to, but because like I'm going through a lot of life changes at the moment, you know, moving to Spain, changing my job, being a stewardess. I was actually unemployed here for a little bit and it freaked me out a lot because the last boat I was on, it didn't work out. I quit and then I was looking for another job and luckily I found one. Oh shit. But while I was going through a bit of a rough patch, I was reading this book and I found this quote in After You, which I just really had to share with you. There would be lonely days and bad days and days when I wondered what the hell I had just agreed to be a part of, because that was all part of the adventure too. And those words just, they really stuck out to me and made me feel like I understood a little bit more. Like, yes, of course there's going to be bad days in your life wherever you are, whether you be at home with your family and your friends, whether you be traveling the world like I am, doing God knows what and experiencing this whole new world that you've had no idea existed. There are going to be lonely days, and that's all part of your adventure. It's part of life, it's part of the grand experience of the world, and I appreciated that a lot. I'm currently reading Shantaram by Gregory David Roberts, and I always get like David Gregory and Gregory David mixed. I can't remember which one is which. But yeah, like I'm busy reading that book and I'm picking up so many fascinating and incredible quotes that are so thought-provoking, and I'm really excited to share them with you too. But that's all I have for you guys now. Lots of love from Spain. Let me know how you guys are doing in the comments down below, and if you enjoy seeing one of my videos again, since it's been a while. Anyway, bye bye guys, have a wonderful day further. Ciao.